Hey guys, I am back with another video for you today. Today's video is going to be my review and demo on the new Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I'm so excited to be filming this video for you guys because I'm excited to share all of my thoughts on this foundation with you. Okay, so first I want to start off by sharing the foundations that I've been currently wearing, which you guys all know I'm a huge fan of the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. This foundation right here has been my go-to foundation for the summer months. And why I love it for the summer months is just because it keeps my face really matte. I get really oily in this area right here, and this foundation tends to keep me from getting oily probably throughout my entire day. Like I can get a full day out of this foundation without getting extremely oily right here. I love the way that it keeps my makeup in place. Like it's just super matte. Next is another foundation that I really love, and it's also by L'Oreal. It's the True Match foundation. But this foundation I love wearing more towards the winter months because in the area on my face where I get oily, I tend to get a little drier during the winter months. So this will just give me a little bit of a dewy finish on my skin without looking so dry and patchy. But I have recently went through both of those foundations and decided I was going to pick up what I had left before I purchased something new. So I went for the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet foundation, and you guys know that this foundation has been like something that I've really loved and then something that I really didn't like. I kind of had like a love-hate relationship with this foundation. I don't know what it is, but I only had a few uses left out of this, so I figured I would go ahead and use it up, and I had really loved it. It was something that just I had fallen in love with all over again. However, like I said, I only had a few uses left in this foundation, which is why I decided to go out and shop for another foundation. I wanted to pick up the L'Oreal again, but then I thought, you know what, I want to try something a little more high-end. So that's when I stumbled across the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I was in Hawaii and decided I'm going to go ahead and pick this up because I have heard so many mixed reviews on this. There's people that said that they really loved it, and then there was people that said that they really hated this foundation. So I figured I'm just going to go ahead and pick it up and try it out for myself and kind of give you guys a review on how I like this foundation. So this foundation retails for $39. You get 18 different shades to choose from, and within those 18 different shades, I'm sure you will come across your color. I was in between the color Honey and the color Golden. I was not sure which one I wanted, but I know when I swatched it on my skin, the color Honey kind of left me with that orange kind of look. And I didn't like that, and I figured I wasn't sure if it was going to oxidize and get a little darker and leave me with that line right here, or when I bring it down my neck it just wasn't going to match. So I figured I would go with Golden, and this one is just a perfect match for me. I mean, even though it was a little lighter, I knew I could fix it with bronzer because once I apply the bronzer I tend to get a little darker anyways, so I think that it was a perfect match for me. The website does say that Born This Way is an oil-free foundation that masterfully diffuses the line between makeup and skin for coverage so undetectable you can't see the makeup and you can't see the imperfections. All that's left is naturally radiant skin that looks like you were born this way. The box also says that it's infused with coconut water to delicately replenish skin's moisture levels, alpine rose to brighten skin's appearance and promote elasticity, and hyaluronic acid for a smoother, more youthful appearance. Now, I apply this foundation with a brush. It's the Morphe M430. Is it the? Yeah, the Morphe M439 brush. You guys will see that in the demo that I have coming up next. And I also use a little bit of primer with it, which you will also see in the demo. But I have not tried applying this with a beauty blender. I will do that later on down the road and kind of share with you my thoughts on how I like it applied with a beauty blender or applied with a brush. I will do that in a later video, but for right now, I just wanted to show you how I currently use this foundation. I can honestly tell you that I am a huge fan of this foundation. I love the way that it wears on the skin. It's not super heavy, it's not super cakey. It sits on the skin really nicely. I love this foundation. I also love the way that it makes my skin look and feel. If you guys are looking for a more full coverage foundation, I wouldn't recommend this foundation. And if you are looking for something that's extremely matte, this foundation isn't going to be for you. It is oil free, so you do get a little bit of a matte look, but you're not going to get a full matte look. You can see right here I am still a little dewy, but it's not so bad that it's not something that I'm going to like dislike. And as far as being full coverage, I would say that this is a medium to full coverage foundation. Medium being that if you use 2 pumps, which is what I do, you're gonna get this look. If you use probably 3, you can probably get a full coverage look out of this foundation. But for me, I just use 2 to 2.5 pumps, and this is what I get because I really want my skin to look like my skin. And I feel like this foundation does that for you. So overall, I'm a huge fan of this foundation. I absolutely love it. I have nothing bad to say about this foundation. Like I said, it does retail for $39. You do get 18 different shades to choose from, and I know within those 18 different shades you will come across your shade. And if you are more towards my skin tone, I would say go for golden. If you kind of want to reference what, you know, your skin tone is compared to mine, I would say go for golden. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you want to see how I applied this foundation and how it hides all imperfections and evens out my skin tone, then just keep watching. Alright guys, so first things first, I'm going to kind of walk you through what I do prior to applying my foundation. So first I went ahead and cleansed my face with the Dark Angels by Lush. It's the face and body cleanser. It's just the one that looks like charcoal. I've showed you this in one of my favorites videos. So I went ahead and cleansed my face with that, and then right after that I moisturized my face with the Enzyme facial moisturizer by Lush as well. Those are just the 2 things that I use prior to applying my foundation, as well as a couple of primers. So next what I will do is go ahead and spray my face with the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. This is just something I have been loving. So I will just spray my face with that, and then right afterwards I apply my Smashbox Photo Finish Pore Minimizing Primer as well. So what I will do with this is I will just take a little bit of this, just like that, and then I will just apply it to the areas where I get oily the most, which for me is right down my T-zone area, and then I will press this into my pores, because I've noticed that my pores are extremely large these days. So this is just something that fills them in really nicely, and then also it creates a perfect canvas for me to apply my foundation. Alright, so after that I will also take my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water and spray my brush just a little bit. This is the brush that I'm going to be using to apply my foundation. This is the Morphe M439 brush. I find that it just works best for me when it comes to applying this foundation. Alright, so now I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Born This Way foundation. Mine is in the color Golden, and I'm just going to take a couple pumps on the back of my hand to start off with, just that much. Probably like 1 more. You do not need that much of this foundation. Alright, so I'm going to start on one side of my face first so that I can kind of show you how it covers up any imperfections that I have, and how it kind of evens out my skin tone. So right here you can see that I do have my birthmark. So it goes down my neck. So this is the side that I'm going to show you first. So I'm just going to take my brush, tap it on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to start pressing this into my skin. And then bringing it down my neck. I don't apply foundation too much underneath my eyes, just because I'm going to be applying concealer there. I don't want it to cake up on me. All right. So do you kind of see how that like covers up all imperfections on the side of my, like it totally evened out my birthmark. I love this foundation, but at the same time it makes my skin look very, very natural. So look at that side, and then look at this side. Super, super naturally pretty, right? I love this foundation. It covers up everything perfectly well, but at the same time doesn't feel too cakey, too heavy, or anything like that on my face. It's just a perfect application of foundation. I love it so much. Throughout the day it wears really well. I've noticed it's not going to be a completely matte finish foundation. It is going to give you kind of like that dewy look, but it's not going to look so oily on the skin. That's what I love about it. Throughout the day I can wear it and I will just get a little oily, but it's not so much. I still look fresh, I still look natural, my skin still looks like my skin. So that's what I love about it. So I'm just going to take a little bit more and then finish the rest of my face. Have you noticed that you guys make funny faces when you guys put on foundation? I'm trying not to do it for the sake of this video, but I cannot help it. Like my eyes start rolling in the back of my head. It just looks all crazy. It's so funny. I recorded this video prior to this one and I just looked hideous. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have to redo that video. So that's what I did. All right. And like I said, I don't apply the foundation underneath my eyes just because I am going to go in with concealer after this, but I just wanted to show you how naturally beautiful this foundation looks. It looks amazing. So there it is. That's the finished and completed look with this foundation. You can see it's just very, very natural. It feels very lightweight on the skin. My skin is still able to breathe, and when I say that, I mean it's not like it doesn't completely clog all my pores. I still feel like it's just my skin, but just that much better. It's so, so pretty. So I'm going to finish up the rest of my makeup and kind of talk to you a little bit more about this foundation, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, that wraps up my review and my demo on the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Like I said, I just love this foundation. It's amazing. It makes my skin feel and look so beautiful. I love the way that it sits on my skin. My skin feels hydrated. It feels beautiful. It looks natural, and I love the way that it wears. So if you guys have any questions on this foundation, please leave them in the comments down below and I will answer them for you. And until then, I will see y'all next time. Bye!